Hey everybody, welcome back to From Under the Rug, the channel that shows you a new side to those you may have had respect for. Today we're looking at something that's a little bit different than normal by going back to the topic of someone in Nickelodeon doing something really bad. Although this time it's much more tame compared to the one I did beforehand a few months ago. For today's video, it's about something a little more casual than most of my video topics. It's about plagiarism and their use of it in a recent commercial that was aired. So let's start at the beginning of all this. This is a typical background for a scene in the show SpongeBob SquarePants, but this isn't actually one used in the television show, as it's a piece of fan art by the artist named LolWhatBurger, as their username, that he made a few years ago. He's made some fan art for the series before and a few other various series, but because of this incident, it is by far the most significant out of all the ones he's made. Keep in mind for later that it was made on June 12th, 2016. It's going to be pretty important. Now, let's look at this Nickelodeon commercial. I won't play the video here, but at the very beginning, that exact image appears. The only edits are the added visuals and also the removal of his signature on the bottom right, as the Nick logo would go right over it. Otherwise, they are completely identical. This is certainly made much later than the original art, as it was uploaded in 2016, while the other part of the advertisement, LEGO City Adventures, was made on June 22nd, 2019, meaning it was clearly about 3 years ahead of time before it had aired compared to when the original artwork was made, but hey, who's counting? Anyway, I get this video is a little bit shorter than some of the other ones I make, but there isn't really much else that I can elaborate on in this story, as it's so cut and dry. Someone made art for a show, and somebody from Nickelodeon's marketing used art that was made by someone else, and they obviously knew about it as they took out the signature, even though they probably already have renders of official images that would convey the same message anyway. But what exactly about it can be done on a legal standpoint? Honestly, there likely isn't going to be much he's able to do about it. LolWhatBurger had gotten his work stolen from him, but he doesn't actually own anything from the intellectual property, so he would likely have some trouble in that regard. Admittedly, I'm not an expert in legal means, so I can't say that there is something for sure that he could or could not do, but it still means that he doesn't own SpongeBob at all, obviously. It's very likely that he cannot do anything about it from that angle at least. However, what can be done is what should have been done beforehand, and that's to credit the one who actually made the artwork, which I'm going to do, unlike Nickelodeon. So go check out LolWhatBurger for his work. It's important to do that for people who make artwork in some sort of reasonable fashion, especially when you're broadcasting it on television. Also, don't put any hate on the person who uploaded the video. From what I looked into, they don't actually work at Nickelodeon, they just made it easily accessible. If anyone hypothetically from Nickelodeon watches this, don't steal others' work and act like it's your own. That isn't really a good thing. I'm sure you have your own photos you can use. I know that they only put it up for barely a second out of a half-a-minute commercial, but it's still not good to do regardless of how long it lasts, as it's still stolen. But hey, at least unlike last time, your issue isn't that you employ predators to children into your studio, so I guess that's definitely an improvement in some way. If you want to know more about what I had meant by that, go check out my previous video I did on the company. Lastly, my sources for this video are the original DeviantArt post with the artwork posted to it, and the video that showed the commercial. If there's anything I missed in the story, or a suggestion that someone has for another topic, please let me know in the comments below, and thank you for watching.